Siguro si Director, ang unahin natin tanong, yung pinakahihintay nila. Ah, kasi kanina po, tumitingin-tingin kayo bago bumati ng magandang umaga. Parang naghahanap kayo ng makintab na bagay. Ng makintab na bagay, naghahanap kayo sana. Nasa labas po ba o nasa loob ba ng bansa?
Well, if you look at the records of Bureau of Immigration, siyempre nakipag-coordinate tayo with the Bureau of Immigration and yung mga point of entries na identify natin is being monitored, eh sasabihin natin wala naman pong record ng paglabas. But of course, I know that the next question, there are personalities na nakalabas ng bansa natin na hindi lumalabas yung records nila sa immigration. So, alam naman natin po yung parang yung ating geographical contour natin, talagang there are lots of point of entries and exits, sometimes that we cannot monitor. But we are getting leads every day na ang sinasabi is nandito pa rin po siya sa Pilipinas. No? So, we have dedicated a team, actually teams to track Senator Bato kung saan po siya. Actually, ang ginawa namin, backtrack namin from the time that he disappeared sa Senado noong early morning of May 14. At the same time, we already ordered yung lahat ng district and regional offices to do their own monitoring po sa kanilang respective areas. Apart from the dedicated team, a tracking team to go after, to locate Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Ang tawag niya po doon ay team? Team na naghahanap o dragnet?
Well, you can call it whatever it is, but it's a team that will try to locate and effect the arrest of Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Apo, si Senator De La Rosa ay galing sa law enforcement agency. Sa tingin niyo ba factor kung bakit siya parang palos, madulas, yung kanyang kaalaman at ang kanyang network nagagamit niya?
Well, it's one of the major concern kasi nga galing siya sa law enforcement. So he knows how the law enforcement officers behave, kung paano siya itatrack or hahanapin. So ang sa akin lang naman dito, eventually the law will catch up with you and the law enforcers will get you kung saan ka man naroroon. That's why I'm always appealing, if I have an opportunity, to Senator Bato to surrender kung saan na siyang sumuko at harapin niya yung kanyang hinaharap na kaso sa ICC. Pero by the looks of it, baka wala siyang balak sumuko dahil nandiyan na nga siya sa Senado, bigla pang nawala. Sabi ko nga huli na, naging bato pa.
Director, do you consider the senator armed and dangerous? And if so, how do you plan to arrest him?
It's our standard protocol. If we're doing search or locating a fugitive from justice, ang presumption namin lagi is armado yan at delikado yung magiging approach. So, ang instruction po natin sa ating mga law enforcement, sa ating mga FBI agents, is to proceed with caution every time na limbawa nag-positive na or even doon sa area na suspected na talagang nandoon siya, is kailangan maging maingat po sa paghuli. That's always the presumption. Especially Senator Bato, who used to be chief of police natin, a major law enforcement natin dito sa Pilipinas. At the same time, what happened doon tayo sa Senado, it shows yung factor na yan na maaaring talagang armado po yung tao na ito.
The government mulling the idea of putting a bounty on his head at this stage?
It's not my call po. It's because when it comes to its arrest, it's the Department of Justice po talaga na magbabagay ng instruction dyan. As of now, the instruction to us is to locate and effect the arrest of Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Would you know of any groups or personalities helping the senator at this point to continue to hide from the long arm of the law?
Well, it's always considered din po every time that we are looking after for a fugitive dahil hindi naman po baka kakilos yan ng siya lang na walang tumutulong. And in fact, there are personalities na supposed to shed light at sumagot po doon sa mga katanungan kung nasaan na si Bato. Ano po.
Parang it's clear na tumulong si Senator Robin Padilla na makalabas siya sa Senate premises. At pwede bang i-charge siya ng aiding and abetting escape of a fugitive from justice?
Well, hindi naman na po contestable yan. It is Senator Padilla himself who confirmed na sa kanya sumakay, nakisakay sa kanya, at ibinaba niya sa isang lugar kung saan na kinuha. So, I think, without even the law enforcement asking Senator Padilla kung asan, I think he's a responsible senator, responsible citizen, na alam na niya na ngayon na dapat balagot sa batas. Siya na mismo ang voluntarily to shed light sa pangyayari na ito. Ano po? On the question of kanyang responsibility or anything that this should be answerable under the law, it's being studied and built up by the Department of Justice in coordination with other agencies involved po.
Ang claim niya ay bumaba sa Makati si Bato, tapos hindi niya na alam kung nasaan.
Well, even if there are some questions that he should answer, hindi lang yung sumakay sa kanya at saka bumaba. I think, again, I'll go back to what I said, that he is a responsible citizen, senador siya. At you have to remember, sinabi nila that Senator Bato was under their protective custody. So, you know yung isang dapat na sagutin ng Senado, na you took it upon yourself, nung May 11, nung kami po yung unang pumunta ron para i-effect yung arrest, na usapang lalaki po yun with the Senate President and with the other senators na they are saying he is under the protective custody of the Senate. So ano ibig sabihin po nun? If you took it upon yourself na protective custody mo, ibig sabihin nun na pagka hindi nyo siya pwedeng kuhain sa amin, kami nang bahala, pero pag kailangan niya ng managot sa batas at kailangan siyang ipresenta sa anumang ahensya o korte, we will make him available. At yan po yung eksaktong sinabi nung ako'y nakikipag-usap sa kanila nung Lunes. Na pagka meron na talaga, pag may order at talaga namang dapat na siyang isuko, hindi naman tatakas yan, hindi susuko. So, that is protective custody. I will make an example for our public to easily understand. Pumasok ka halimbawa ng isang department store, pinaiwan mo yung bag mo, sa anong ibig sabihin nun? Ipinagtiwala mo sa kanya yung bag mo na yon, binigyan ka ng numero, sila yung may kustodiya ron. Pag nawala yan, may nangyari dyan sa gamit na yan, at kukunin mo na yon, at hindi mo mabalik, sino pa mananagot? Yung may hawak ng gamit na yon. Dahil you took it upon yourself that you will secure it. Baka yata, ang pinagtataka nga rito, baka iba yung definition ng Senado rito sa protective custody, hindi nyo pwedeng hulihin, pero pwede naming patakasin. Mahirap po yata pagka ganun yung naging sistema natin. Because it will set a bad precedent right now na yung Senate pwede palang pagtaguan ng isang pugante. So, ibig sabihin, kung ikaw may bala kang maging professional criminal at maraming means ka to be a senator, magsisenador ka. Para paghuhulihin ka, nandudong ka lang sa Senado. I think kailangan ma-realize natin yun because napapansin ko po, there is a breakdown of law and order right now. And ako ngayon, nandito ngayon sa NBI, kami ngayon sa NBI, that is what we want to promote, that we have law and order. We have to instill law and order and discipline to every Filipino right now. Then that is a big challenge to all of us, especially with the rise of social media.
Director, as a lawyer that you are, tulungan niyo kaming maunawaan itong sitwasyon na po. Ang Supreme Court, hindi naglabas ng TRO. Tama po bang sabihin na then and now, walang katwiran na hindi effective o walang effectivity yung arrest warrant?
Nung hindi po naglabas ng TRO ang ating Korte Suprema, nangangahulugan lang na valid yung search warrant as we speak. Ibig sabihin kasi, hindi lang po TRO, yung status quo ante na request nila. Ano po ibig sabihin ng status quo ante? Yung babalik ka sa hindi yung present status, yung noon. Ibig sabihin, bago nagkaroon nitong presence ng arrest warrant. So as of now, there is an order from the Department of Justice to effect an arrest, absence of the TRO from the Supreme Court, so we have to effect the arrest as the law enforcement agency.
So yung tumutulong sa pagtatago sa isang pugante dahil sa isang valid arrest warrant, ano po ang pwedeng parusa ron?
Marami po yan, depende kung ano yung pagkatao. Meron po siyempre yung obstruction of justice dyan, tapos yung harboring mo ng criminal, ano po. So, una-una dyan yung harboring obstruction of justice. If you're a government official working in the government, mas komplikado po yan because we have the Code of Professional Responsibility tsaka yung Republic Act 3019. So, yan po yung mga possibility pwedeng harapin po ng mga taong tutulong po dito. That's why I encourage the public. It is the duty of every Filipino citizen na kung may nakita kayong isang pugante, the likes of Senator Bato, to report it to the law enforcement agency so that we can arrest the person that is being punitive.
Lalampas po ba ng 6 na taon ng pagkakabilanggo?
Ang malaki po yung penalty niyan. Depende pa po dun sa degree, no? So
pwede
lalagpas po
pong,
ng 6 na taon.
again, speculation. So kung mapapatunayan na talaga nag-harbor ng isang pugante ang isang senador, hindi pwedeng sabihin na sila may immunity from arrest kung ang parusa ay 6 na taon pataas.
Well, that is established that any crime committed by any members of the Congress, whether it's House or Senate, if the penalty is more than 6 years, you are not covered by the immunity from arrest. So, pwede po yan.
Pero yung obstruction of justice, ilan yung penalty daw kung sakali?
I'm not really sure of what is the penalty, pero sabi ko nga there are other crimes na pwedeng pumasok, so it will come out with a bigger penalty.
Parang lumalabas kasi na hindi lang si Robin ang involved dun sa pagtakas.
Well, that is something that we have to investigate. Ano po?
So-
We don't want to have speculation. Alam niyo po, kami sa NBI, we proceed from facts in relation to the law and in relation to the procedure established already by the Bureau.
Hearing that, Director, may chance na maraming maging pugante na senador.
I don't want to go there, no? Kasi that is already an assumption. Pero ang sa akin lang po, my biggest question right now is, nung inilagay mo sa protective custody ng Senado yung inyong colleague at kasama, you should be responsible na pag kailangan siyang umarap sa batas or sa anumang korte or ahensya, you will be able to produce that person based on that commitment. Although, I'm not saying that there is a legal basis for the protective custody. It's more of a matter of courtesy to a co-equal branch from the executive to the legislative.
Direk, when you made that visit on May 14, nagkaroon ba kayo ng pagkakataon to have a one-on-one talk with the senator? And if so, meron ba kayong inkling na that he was
May
up to
11,
something?
ano po?
May 11. that
Hindi,
was up
hindi
to
po.
something.
Hindi na po nakaharap sa akin si Senator Batos. That's why he was not able to see the warrant and read the warrant. Ano po? So that he is entitled to, kung serve yung warrant, ba, ordinary citizen, there's a warrant, you're always entitled to call your lawyer. Para kung may question, may katanungan dun sa warrant, it will be raised. Pero mali naman po yung lawyer, sasabihin sa kanya i-serve yung warrant at siya magsiserve. Wala pong ganon. Sigurado po ako ron, that's under the rules of court. Eh di, baka kasi ang iniisip ni attorney is, let me be the one to serve the warrant. Di ba?
Yung pong putukang naganap, ano na po ang nangyari sa investigation ng NBI?
Well, we already have investigation na sarili namin. It is consistent with the findings of the CIDG, which was reported by CIDG. So, tapos na po yun sa amin dahil we made a submission to the DOJ nung ano po namin, aming findings.
Direk, in everything that transpired nung gabi na yun, sa pagtataya ninyo, and pwede niyong sagutin o pwedeng hindi, meron ba kayong nakikitang pananagutan? Hindi lamang nung mga senador na lumulutang ngayon ng mga pangalan, kundi specifically yung Pangulo ng Senado.
It is an ongoing investigation being conducted by the Department of Justice. At tayo naman, ibinigay na natin yung report. We already submitted also the entire team na nandoon to the CIDG for investigation. The CIDG have their findings. So yung ibang responsible, I think I'd rather not comment on it and wait for the completion of the investigation by the Department of Justice.
Direk, ilang baril ang pumutok?
There is a findings on, ang sigurado ko yung isang 5.56 na gamit ng aking ahente, 5 times. That's a cover shot. Pero there are reports na naririnig ko that parang 40 plus talaga yung bullets na pinutok. And kami on our end, we surrendered for ballistics yung baril na dala nung involved na agent. I'm not sure about OSAA kung ano yung sinurrender nilang baril for ballistics. Ano. So hindi ko, with definiteness, I cannot say kung ilan talaga yung baril na pumutok. Pero maraming bala ang lumabas going to the direction of GSIS.
Direktor, maraming mga sibilyan na may baril, lisensyadong baril. Pero kakibat ng pagbibigay ng lisensya, ng pribilehiyo na mag-ingat ng baril at magdala sa labas ng tahanan, yung mahigpit na alituntunin na hindi mo pwedeng ipakita na kinakasama mo. Much more, hindi mo pwedeng iputok sa maraming tao unless endangered ka. Sa palagay niyo ba yung ginawa ng sibilyan na si Ginoong Mau Aplasca, yun po yung ground para bawian na siya ng lisensya makapag-ingat ng baril?
Well, that is another thing that is covered by the investigation of the Department of Justice. We already made a statement on that. Ang sa akin lang, siguro yung nangyari talaga should be fully investigated, and those who are responsible kung kailangang alisan ng karapatan na magdala ng baril, that should be imposed. There are a lot of operational lapses during that time, which I raised already, and I will say it again, yung unang-una kong napansin doon, if there will be a possible encounter, ang unang-una dapat ginawa is to clear the area ng mga civilians. Ang kaso, ang nangyari doon, you do the assault, pumasok ka, naiwan yung mga media, yung mga reporter enough for them to cover what's transpiring. No? So whatever your conclusion on that, ay sa inyo na po yun, but the DOJ will come out with its own findings. At lumabas naman na po, pinakita naman dun sa press briefing with the SILG and PNP chief na talagang walang tao dun sa pinupuntahan except for one agent na nakapwesto lang doon for security purposes. Ano po?
Pwede ho bang kasuhan ng assault or attempted murder?
Well, there are a lot of cases na binibid up, and again, I'd rather not comment because the Department of Justice will be the one to come out with its own recommendation. Anything that I will say, that is not the point of view of the NBI, but probably me as a lawyer, nakikita ko kung ano yung mga bana-violate at pwede maging kaso ng mga personalities na involved po.